Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video, and today we're going to get hands-on with the Soap Studios 112 Two-Face, aka Harvey Dent from the Batman The Dark Knight. So, let's get started. Special thanks to Soap Studio for sending this out to me, letting me review it before release. And for those of you who know, Soap Studio is a very young company trying to get their feet in the door with 112 scale stuff. So, yeah, we're going to talk about it. How do I even begin? Oh, there we go. There's a nice, better look. So yeah, I think the face sculpts they have actually improved on. There's some of the proportions that's looking better. I do think that some of the tailoring needs a bit of work, and I know that that's not easy. It can't be easy because tailoring for tiny, tiny, tiny things like this aren't that easy. Some people are pros at it, but yeah. Overall, if they continue to move in the right direction, I believe the prices has dropped now that they get a domestic release. But there's stuff that they're still working out. But I gotta say there are some good points and some bad points of Two-Face, and let's go over it. Now, the one thing I want to say is, again, these face sculpts have gotten really, really good. Because before, they were a little soft, and now with the help of digital printing, this looks absolutely great. Yes, half of his face is indeed burnt off, but the other half definitely has a much better look and feel. I don't really mind the gold hair. I don't know what that is about a thing about digital printing, but gold hair seems to really be a thing with import companies. But the burn side looks absolutely phenomenal as it covered the CGI look from the movie very well. It's captured the teeth look as well. And it goes all the way down the neck, which is really good. Part of the jacket is actually covering that as well, which I thought was really good. I thought that this look here was really good. I just think that the jacket could have been a better fit for the tailoring issue of this. It's one of the issues that I have on this figure. But otherwise, I think it's really a step in the right direction of 112 scale stuff. This is a lot like the Vortex 112 scale stuff. And I like that because I like the Vortex stuff. And you can see that a lot of companies are trying to make their way towards the skinnier proportion stuff. And if I had the 112 scale Damn Toys, I would be able to compare the differences between the two. But I can say they continue to step in the right direction, but still have some issues. One of those issues being is that the figure itself, I don't like the one connecting neck joint. It's one of my gripes with the line in general. I don't like that. But this one actually moves a lot more free than the other ones do. But I would like a separate neck peg. That's just me and my preference. Again, the jacket is the other one. And the fact that he's a little bit more on the thin side, maybe we can fill him out a little bit more. Because as you can see, his jackets look a little too oversized. But the pants actually look okay, and so does the torso. And I'll get into that in a second. Now we're going to jump into the articulation. Now, real quick, I want to talk about how this is actually a really good and well-articulated figure. Even with his big jacket, he does not have any issue. Arms are double jointed. There's bicep swivel as well. The jacket is pretty big because the way it's handled a figure to allow for the range of mobility. As you can see here, he can, I don't even know what I'm going to call his dance move anymore, but he can do it. You know what I mean? The ab crunch is actually really great because he can fold outward, he can fold inward. There's a downward crunch. Rotate left and right very easily. There's lots of wiggle room for it there. At the waist area, we have a thigh swivel here on the leg, which is very thin, but it's pretty strong and durable. And as you can see, the knee can come all the way up and is double jointed, exposing his ankle. Now the ankle is not a very friendly sight because you obviously want to keep it covered on the paints. But once you fold it down, it actually looks pretty good. There's generous ankle pivot, and there is toe pivot as well. And they even have, wow, I didn't even realize the dirt on the boot. So this yellow stuff is probably the dirt on the boot trying to cover that look of it. Looks pretty good. So yeah, one of the other things I want to talk about here is that you can actually take his jacket off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these hands off. And we're going to talk about under the jacket because I actually like the look without the jacket more so than I do with the jacket. Now, just going to wiggle this off. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And we see he has on a short sleeve. Now, I recall Two-Face being burnt at the sides. Oh, mine has a little tear. I'll just take care of that in a second. Easily fixed with some issues. And as you can see, we have some exposed joints. They're not ugly, but it's one of those things I definitely have to be on top of. So with the loose threads, I'm probably going to cut those down. Some trimming scissors. You can actually put on different hands. But I like the look of Harvey Dent without the jacket. Now, you can probably get a better tailored jacket from someone else, or you can make your own. But with the tie and the shirt, I think you're actually going to be just fine with this figure if you wanted to make some mods. Now, we're going to go into the accessories. I'm going to leave them like this for a second as we talk over the accessories. Harvey Dent comes with 2 relaxed palms. These are the ones that start off on his hands. You get 2 closed fists for when you want to punch Batman, obviously. You get 2 symmetrical hands for when you want to hold coins, which I'll get into in a second, for each hand, left and right. And there's trigger finger hands for both left and right. Now, Harvey is going to come with a revolver, 6-shooter. Now, if you have the shooting hand, it's easily, you just place it in, rotate on the trigger finger, and voila. Not too much of an issue, right? Now, for the coin holding hand and other accessory holding hand, you're actually going to get a hand that holds the button for I Believe in Harvey Dent from the movie. Now, the print is actually there. It's really, really, really tiny, though. So let's see if I can get a focus on that. It says, I believe in Harvey Dent. Yes, I do. So there's that. And then you get 3 other coins. They are very tiny. Please don't lose them when you're opening up your package. I have 2 of them here in my hand. And one is going to be the heads and tails. One is heads and heads, and one is tails and tails. For when you want to cheat, you know, because Harvey Dent is sometimes a cheater, depending on which personality he is. But overall, you don't get the bang for your buck in the accessories, but you do get a nice figure that's coming along. Now, if you wanted to choose the Mafex one over this, you obviously have your choices. The Mafex one is the better proportioned one, and it has the digital sculpt print as well. And I know if you prefer Mafex, that's actually totally fine here to choose. If you want to take your chance on something new, you can try soap. Because I believe on the Mafex, and I have it, but mine's actually broke, because Mafex has a ton of QC issues. Now, in the Mafex here, well, with both this and the Mafex, you can actually take your chances and try which one you like. But at least on this one, I don't have to worry about QC issues. That's one thing I haven't had an issue with too much with the Soap Studio stuff. And as you can see here, he can still hold things. Let's put another hand on him. Which one do I want to put on? Let's put on a closed fist. Now, once I tear those things off for photos, which is going to be these threads, it'll probably look a lot better. But one thing I do want to say is popping these hand joints in are not fun. They take some work. But real quick, let's get him into a pose and see how he looks. So as you can see, he looks a lot more thinner, but he actually can pose really well. You can actually probably turn this into a Lupin custom from Lupin the Third if you really got your custom game on. But as you can see here, Two-Face actually has no problem posing. I want to fix that ankle. That didn't look good. But yeah, he can actually pose pretty well. So I don't think it's too much of an issue, right? Just looks very thin. He has the Lupin proportions. So real quick, we're going to jump into size comparisons and talk about how he looks with other lines and other Batman related stuff. Let's leave you like this, fold you up a bit, and let's move some stuff over, right? So first things first though, you want to compare him to some other soap stuff. So here is Wells, aka the Reverse Flash. So as you can see here, they don't look too bad together and also close enough to the same height. Here's Ra's al Ghul. Again, this is before the digital face tech print. A little soft, but size-wise, they all appear to be close in proximity of height. I like the proportions the best on him because it works best in his suit. I think everyone else looks kind of thin. So that's my issue so far. Next up, I'm going to do a standard Marvel Legends, Samuel. And as you can see, the soap stuff does pretty well size-wise with Marvel Legends. Even proportion-wise, it doesn't even look that bad. Not next to a Marvel Legend. Here he is with a 1/12 scale articulated icons ninja and a 1/12 scale synthetic human. And as you can see, they're a little shorter, but they work pretty well in comparison. Next up, we're going to do the SH Fig Arts Catwoman. Now, I got to be careful because she has on heels. So as you can see, she's a little bit smaller. If I could just plant those feet, there we go. And here she is with the Mafex one. So this is the Mafex Catwoman. So size-wise, they're both smaller. She's actually smallest. And here we are with the SH Figure Arts Batman, the Dark Knight. Two-Face is actually taller than him, so I did not expect that. And here we are with the Mafex one, which is a bit taller and works a bit better. Well, proportion-wise, his head is a bit bigger, but he has no neck. So, there we go. Yeah. Actually, both could work. Both could work very well. Last but not least, we're going to do a Mezco next to a Mezco Punisher. Now, as you can see, it scales pretty well height-wise with just about everything. Just that he's a very thin dude with the comparison to the Soap stuff. So if you want to keep taking a chance on Soap and you enjoy the look for it, or you just want to give it a try, I say go ahead. But if you do enjoy your Mafex stuff and you are not wary of the QC issues, or you've been lucky, you can continue down the path of Mafex with the Two-Face stuff. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. But most of all, I hope you do good, be good, drink your water. Later.